Ahoy there, Bob's Burgers fans and AFTERBUZZers. We are here talking about some awesome stuff. I feel really bad for Teddy, but it's okay because we're here for him because we love him. We will see you after the opening.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hey, everybody! Welcome back to Bob's Burgers. Oh, I love that song every time. Just hearing that ukulele just hits all the right buttons in the heart. I love it. Hey guys, I am your host, Alexis. I was to say my Twitter, Alexis Torres. I am not Emma5 today because she is out doing some awesome things, and I can't remember which con because girl's busy, and it's totally fine. But you can find me all over social media as atorres890. That's ATORRES890. And of course, I can't do that without my awesome buddy, Mr. Andrew Mena.
Oh, hey everyone. I'm Andrew Mena. You can find me on the internet on Twitter at Andrew Mena, or Instagram if you like Instagram at the Andrew Mena. Someone beat me to the regular one.
So frustrating because you are the only one in my book.
Clearly.
Yes, and we have Mr. Mark Dunica up in ones and twos up there.
Hi, I feel really bad about Teddy.
We're gonna get to it.
We're right there with you.
We're gonna get to it. So, guys, if you haven't heard already, hit us up on iTunes, hit that comment, rate, subscribe, all of that awesome stuff. Hit that thumbs up because we love you guys and we love talking about Bob's Burgers and we love to talk about it with you.
We're filled with love, you guys.
Yes.
There's a lot of love in here.
Speaking about love, this episode hit me really close
right in the
because
feels.
I have witnessed a specific, pretty much a very similar situation where Teddy is in this episode. If you haven't seen it, definitely go watch the episode first, then come back and watch what we have to say about it.
Pause right now.
Yeah, just
go
hit
watch
pause,
the app.
and then just watch the episode, then come right back. It'll only take you 20 minutes if you already DVR'd it and get through those commercials. We'll be right here waiting for you.
Just keep us open and it's a separate tab because you never close your tabs.
I don't. I have if you look at my computer right now, there's 20 tabs going.
There's at least 20 tabs.
Yeah, at least, minimum. The episode is called See Me Now, which I wasn't expecting a nautical themed thing. I don't know what I was expecting, but I definitely wasn't expecting a Teddy heavy episode, which I'm okay with.
I'm always happy with a Teddy heavy episode.
Yeah.
I didn't know what the episode was about. I cheated a little bit this morning when I looked at I was just
because I saw that
season
picture.
7. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, which I was
that was my only context for the show. I was like, boat. There's a boat.
There's a boat involved.
This is an episode I haven't seen, probably from tonight's. So I guess correctly, but I didn't even actually know that it was Teddy's boat. I was like, they're gonna be on the ocean.
I totally thought that Linda or Bob won a boat for some whatever reason. I was like, all right, guys, let's try this whole boating thing. This sounds like fun.
Totally. I thought it might have been Mr. Fischoeder, who I know has resources.
Yeah, we haven't seen him in a while, right?
Yeah.
It's been quite a bit.
It's been a couple episodes.
Yeah.
This is also the beginning of his new season, so.
True. So in this episode, we start out with it looks like Tina is kind of guessing what is this? I guess
they're playing What Is This?
Yes.
The game called What Is This?
Yeah,
right?
and Jean was squirting ketchup into her hand, but she thought it was mustard, and I was like, how do you tell the Can you tell the difference in the texture or the smell, maybe?
The sauerkraut's probably easy.
Well, yeah.
And
maybe mayo.
Relish?
Oh, yeah,
good question.
I mean, because if you had ketchup or mayo, I don't know. That's just what I'm saying. Thinking.
I mean, I like to believe that I could feel mustard and know that it was mustard.
Well, maybe Dijon mustard, because it's a little bit grainier.
That's true. I just feel like it feels different than ketchup.
I love how we're having a conversation about condiments.
They really hit on a true fact about American culture where we care about. No, I don't know. I was
just like, get out of here.
I'm gone. No, I think that there's a lot of merit to that game. I think we should start playing.
All right, I'm down. I'm down. And Teddy just comes bursting in to the burger shop. Oh my god! And he's like, "Guys, I got a boat." Or you know how I've been talking about that boat, and I don't know. I would love to see just cuts. If we can have a Family Guy moment where he's like, "Hey, remember when I was talking about that boat?" And then we get little cuts.
Just moments where he's like, "I have a boat." Yeah, and then just
next is Christmas. Hey guys, I'm still working on that boat. Yeah. Or things like that. And then Linda says at this point, "Yeah, we've been hearing about it."
Remember that?
Yeah. So I mean, I'm assuming he's been talking about it for years, but I would have loved just a little itty bitty portion of just seeing cuts
establishing
of it.
that.
Yeah.
I would have liked it too.
So he invites the Belcher family to go on a boat ride, and I love how, because you can tell what good friends they are, that Teddy was just like, yeah, okay, so if you can, that's fine. And Bob's like, no, we can. That's totally fine. Let's go. And he's like, yeah, I mean, if it's a maybe, you just gotta let me know.
Just
so
let me know either way, so I can get drinks.
Drinks and snacks. And he's like, no, Teddy, we're going. Yeah. And he's like, all right, great. thanks, let me know,
Let me know.
bye.
Keep me posted.
And then even Louise was like, that's a terrible joke to play on your best friend, Dad. And he's like, what are you talking about? We're going. And she's like, oh, okay. I was like, that,
They don't believe Bob.
because Bob is such a sarcastic guy that I can see Teddy not being able to realize that he's actually being genuine and going, yeah, I want to
Okay,
go.
Bob. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was
believe it.
interesting. But so they finally get there to the boat, and of course Linda's super excited.
Yeah.
She's already singing,
It's
making
actually
tunes.
like a pretty good boat.
Yeah,
They're
it's
pretty
called The
excited
See
about
Me Now, which is what
it is.
the name of the episode was, which I didn't get what.
Until you got it. Yeah.
Guys, so we get on the boat. It looks great. He took like cushions from like a it looked like a couch, like an actual like love seat, and like installed it into
looked
the
like
back.
he just grabbed a futon, folded it into a couch, and put
and
it
then
on his
put it
bed.
on his boat and some fold-out chairs.
The fold-out chairs. I was like, oh god, that scares me. Like I get
wouldn't you
seasick.
just yeah, and then you would like. I feel like those would just fly out unless
Yep.
he like bolted them to
Right.
the boat.
He had bungee cords, so I mean,
Sure, that sounds. That feels
come on,
real
that's called,
secure.
That's safety, Alexis. Come on.
Apparently, I'm sorry, guys. I've never been. I've only been on one boat, and that was on the way to Catalina, so that was a little bit different.
It's like the same thing.
Sure, totally. Yeah, the See Me Now and that Catalina Express makes total sense. And we get them. Teddy's like super excited. He's like, "Let's do this. We can go anywhere you want to go. Where do you want to go?" I think Jean wanted to go to Mars.
Mars, yes.
Tina wanted to go to Sacramento.
Somewhere inland. That
Yes.
was like, that's not an option.
And Louise was like, "Let's go where Captain Phillips went."
Dark
We already know
jokes.
when Louise is watching on the weekends. But right before that, I kind of skipped over it. Was that Tina took the eraser, which I forgot to grab as we came in there because I'm looking right
right
at
there.
it. There's an eraser looking right
We
at me.
could have it.
I mean,
we don't.
no, it's okay.
you want it?
No, it's okay.
I'll get it.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
It's okay. You stay there. You stay there. You look pretty and awesome because you're amazing. I'm just gonna leave
You're
you there.
pretty and amazing. I'm also
Thanks.
very comfy. I've crossed one leg. It's great.
No, like when it's like terrible when you're like, okay, I found my seat, and then you forget like the remote.
Yeah, and you're like,
Or
"Ah."
like,
and it's within, like you can see it.
Like, I really wish that I could just, like, go gadget and just grab it and bring it back. Anyway, I know we're really off topic. But
Yeah.
Tina, speaking of the eraser, she took the chalkboard eraser from the restaurant and
To
said...
prove her responsibility.
To prove her responsibility that she won't lose this. Because apparently... See, they did the supercut.
They did the supercut.
For Tina.
Where she loses things.
So apparently Tina is not responsible at all. She loses stuff all the time. She lost her toothbrush
other shoe.
She lost her toothbrush as
While
she was
brushing.
brushing her teeth.
Yes.
How does that happen? Does it fall? Like, where does it go?
Did she swallow it? Like,
Oh
what
God, I
happened?
hope not. I would that would be terrible.
Yeah.
But Tina pretty much is like, I'm gonna prove it to you because I want a cell phone. And I know that we've all been here at one point, especially Andrew and I. Since cell phones were slowly starting to come out when we were younger. So I remember seeing my mom still have a beeper and have those giant cell phones, and I never understood what the cool thing about it was at the time. And then I got my first Nokia cell phone. And I thought I was the bee's knees.
Oh, man.
I was like, look at me with my cool snake. I could do a snake.
Oh, man. I
On my
played my
phone.
dad's snake game for so
long.
long.
I was like, I was the best.
Oh, I
The
bet.
best. And of course, then things are getting a little crazy because you can get flip phones. I had the silver razor. My mom had the pink
Ooh.
razor. We thought we were so cool. And then when they started making the phones, like when Verizon had like that chocolate, like silky looking phone, and I was like, oh my God, cell phones are crazy. But like, we've all been in that age where you're like 12 or 13 years old, and it's like, hey, Dad, everybody else has a cell phone. I'm like kind of an adult.
Yeah.
And
It's time.
and of course the parents are like, well, I don't know. And the only reason I got a phone was because I had to walk home from school. So
That makes sense. Me too.
yeah. So
That's interesting. I honestly thought that kind of storyline could have been its own storyline. It could have even been like an A storyline.
Yeah.
But they kind of just kind of put it in there. It's not as important as it could have been.
maybe they couldn't do like a full length episode about it with a B storyline instead of I mean, again, I'm happy that we did a very heavy
I think they did it well. Yeah,
Teddy
yeah.
episode and just kind of sprinkled a little bit of
But I
Tina
think
stuff. But no, I think I would have
Just that
liked
story could have been even more.
Yeah, I would have liked to see like maybe Bob and Linda go, here's a loaner phone,
Right.
and let's see how you do with it. And
Or
it's like
the
not
fun
even
of-
it's like not even a smartphone, or like
Yeah.
just Just try it
Or
out, buddy.
like Linda lends her phone to her for like a day or two, and that could go crazy. Anyway.
Oh my God, that would have been nuts.
Fun. But I did like it that she kept bringing that eraser back up, especially at pivotal moments near the end.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to talk about that closer to the end. So of course, Bob's like, sure, that's fine. You know, if you can prove to me that you can keep this, then I'll give you a phone.
Yeah.
And as soon as they even get to the stairs to the dock, she drops it.
Yeah.
And I love how Tina's like, it's on the floor. Got it. Everything's fine. Everything's good. So we got on the boat. Teddy's like, at this point, where do you want to go? And he's like, hey, you know what would be fun? Let's go to this waterfront bar. If you guys could have watched what Andrew reacting to the episode, he was just like, no, Teddy, no. So we find out that Teddy wants to go to this waterfront bar because his ex-wife, Denise, works there, because it might be her new boyfriend's bar, the guy that she left Teddy for.
I mean, I don't know about might. I think it is.
No,
I'm
sorry.
pretty sure Teddy did some solid stalking to get all this information.
I don't even know how. I don't want to know.
How he knows all of those things.
Yeah. I'm gonna stay out of it.
I don't imagine he's good at Facebook, so I think it's all old school stalking.
Oh God, I would. See,
you know that old school stalking when you used to have to hide in someone's bushes to find out where they were going. That's what Teddy was doing.
Anyway, so just thinking of like Teddy with his little beanie and just like waiting in some bushes, just like
having some chips.
Yeah, and just like some cheese and crackers.
Yeah.
You know, just little nibblers.
Have some fruit.
Oh God. And so he goes, yeah, that sounds like fun, right? Yeah, we could just do that.
Yeah.
And they get there, and Teddy's like, all right, here we go. Bring up those fruit plates.
And she doesn't even notice them.
She
Not
was
even a little.
She was working.
Yeah.
Like, she's busy. She's like, I'm a waitress. This is my restaurant, kind of.
And in essence, like, it's basically like traffic. Like, going outside your work. Like, it's something that you really look up at. You know what I mean?
You're busy. You're
you're
focusing
doing your job
on a thing. And of course, Teddy has to just bust a U-turn. And it's like, we're going back. And of course, but I love how, like, everybody in the family doesn't really say anything. They're just like, okay, yeah, that's fine.
There's a fragility to Teddy that I think everyone but Bob observes. You know what I mean? Even Bob, like, I think he tries to observe it, but he gets tired of it real fast.
No, because he has to hear it mostly. Like, of course, the girls and Jean can be like, oh, yeah, you know, we feel really bad for Teddy. And Bob's like, I'm so tired of your crap.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta stop. And we do a couple U-turns, and he's like, yeah, you like U-turns? And Jean's like, yeah, I'm gonna try to like them. Yes. And he's like, yeah, we're doing another U-turn. And I like that Bob even brought up that his U-turns were getting wider every time he did it.
Yeah.
Because even if you look at the animation, he's really far from the dock at one point, and then he starts getting closer and closer, and I was like, this is not going to end well.
Yeah.
Denise finally notices Teddy. Just quickly, she's just like, is that
Teddy?
Teddy? And he's like, hey!
Freezes.
Hey!
Like, hey. Yeah, has nothing to say. Nothing intelligent.
But the crazy thing was he crashes into the dock, and that freaked me out for a second, because you just see the entire family just fly into the ground, and I was just like, okay, this is happening, holy crap. And immediately he panics, gets up and tries to back up, and it's not working, so he just floors it, backs up straight into the dock on the other side, and ruins the motor. And then it's like you know when you're learning how to drive and you're trying to figure out how to park, and you kind of just nick the car next to you. At least my brother's done that a couple times when he was learning to drive, and I was like, oh my God, now we have to leave a note. And he's like, no, and then he'll like peel out, and I'm like, you are the worst human being in the world.
Oh no.
Don't do that. Go back, we have to leave a note. And we brain. So he drives off, and we get to slowly see the motor kind of smoking up, and I love that Jean was like, I thought we were slow roasting some ribs.
Yeah.
No, that's the motor slowly dying. And even Tina's like, I don't know when I was supposed to say this, but there's water coming up in the boat.
Right then was probably good.
Yeah. And I love how she seemed like, she's like, okay, maybe it wasn't a good time. I'll just wait. It's cool. And Teddy is freaking out. Everybody's freaking out because, I mean, this is scary for me because I'm like, oh my God, you guys are sinking. This sucks. And Teddy's like, it's okay. Here's some life jackets. Pretend like it's fun, kids.
Yeah.
Yay.
And they all just get suited up.
Whew, Whew. And then
Right, the worst.
And I love how he's like, all right, we just got to get to channel 16, radio, and the Coast Guard's going to be fine. Okay, where's the thing I speak into? I love how Bob's like, what do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? You don't know what? What are you talking about? The thing, I think I used it with my police officer costume. And I loved watching Bob have a like a real reaction of like, oh my God, you don't have anything to
help us out of the situation.
And he's like, oh, I won the third though, Bob. I won the third. And at first I didn't understand what he was trying to say.
In a costume contest.
Yeah, and I was like, oh.
Thanks, Teddy.
Oh, thanks, Teddy, for giving us that. That's really important information we need right now.
I mean, yeah.
So he uses his map, and I love how even like Linda even came up to Bob and he was like, hey, I need you to calm down. You can't start yelling at Teddy. We all know he messed up, but we just gotta.
Yeah, it's not gonna help anything to yell at everybody right now, or Teddy.
Yeah, well, yeah, especially Teddy. I mean, he's a little fragile right now, which makes sense. And I love how he was like, so some of these things that's happening is, partially my fault.
Yeah.
But I think I can fix it. There is an island that's not too far.
Oh my gosh, the flare though, right before the island.
Oh God, please talk about that.
Oh, there's just this moment, and I mean, you guys saw it if you were watching, and if not, then I'm telling you about it now. But he takes the flare. He's like, we only have one flare, so we got to make this count. It's got to be the perfect shot. Shoots right into the ocean, like before he's even really finished the sentence. Teddy, I love you so much, but gosh, Teddy.
I wish you guys would have seen Andrew's facepalm. It was so loud. I think you could hear it across the ocean because it was just too perfect. It was just like, all right, we gotta try this. We gotta make sure we do.
Yeah. Yes, basically.
It's a lot of frustration and awkward groaning from Andrew as we're watching this episode.
It's because there's so much love for Teddy, but simultaneously so much just, come on, Teddy. You're so much better than this.
I'm like, you are a smart guy. You can do this. You're a plumber. You're a handyman.
So capable.
You can do it. You just gotta take your time, really think before you do. It took him years to do it, but he made a boat. He fixed it up. It was a fixer-upper. He used to call it. I think he said that it used to be like a
seagull bathroom. Yeah, it was just a bucket. Yeah,
it was just a bucket.
Awful.
I was like, I love it because I was
the visual of that.
And it's just so gross. And so they find, I think it's Caffrey.
Yes, Caffrey's
Island, which apparently made taffy and possibly liquor. Mm-hmm. Which I love how Louise was like.
Louise knew about the liquor. She brought it up.
I love that she did that. I mean, she's definitely her mother's daughter. Yeah. Let's just be honest about that, because we all know how much Linda loves to drink. But
glass of wine here and there.
Yeah. But they finally they make it to the island, even though they crash one more time into some rocks. I was like,
this is
Teddy,
as close as we're getting.
Teddy. Pay attention to where
Teddy.
You're driving.
And he gets so frustrated with himself too that you're like, all right, I don't want to say anything either.
Yeah, I was just like, I'll just wait. But I love how he like, can we talk about I want to talk about this before we get more into it. Denise is not a nice person.
No, she doesn't seem like
not a nice person. She
cheated on him all the time.
Yeah, and I hate how Teddy had to like sit there and like justify, because again, I've been there because I've had terrible boyfriends and girlfriends that have told me things, and I'm like, yeah, that's fine, I'll just fix it, it's okay. But yeah, apparently the back of his head looks like a butt. That's why Teddy wears hats.
That's why he wears a hat. That's so sad.
But it's kind of, it's sad that it happened, but it's cool to know why Teddy only wears hats.
I totally agree. It's just sad that someone
that's
got
the situation.
To him. It's like, you don't deserve that, Teddy.
I was like, you could do whatever you want, Teddy. You take off that hat, buddy.
Yeah, you have a butt head. It's cool.
It's okay. It's a glorious butt head.
Glorious butt head.
Glorious butt head.
# glorious butt head.
Love for Teddy. I think there was she wouldn't let him go to the bathroom in the house because he was missing the seat the entire time.
Something really ridiculous.
So if anyone hasn't seen the episode, I apologize, but she used to make him go to the bathroom in the yard.
In the yard.
Like a dog. Like that's
super
messed
gross.
up. And then
super gross. And probably illegal.
No, yeah. if he got caught by a cop, that's it.
It's like in New England, you don't exactly really have yards, so it's probably like
the street.
It's like the alley between their apartment complex.
God. And then Yeah, and then she cheated on him all the time.
Yes.
Which is just rough.
And
And
he's like, I had a 7-hour days, 5 days a week. Of course she did. I drove her to it, or whatever.
oh God. And I was just like, no, Teddy, no, that was too close to home, buddy.
Yeah.
I was like, if Emma Fyffe was here, she always talks about how real, like it takes real emotions in real situations and puts, and I mean, obviously it's a little bit more escalated, just like with Family Guy and things like that. But that whole conversation, I was like, oh my God, I've totally been there. Like it was just oh, Daddy.
Yeah. I think the
just wanted to give him a hug.
the kernel of truth in this episode is very is very clear and very strong. Just like we all have someone in our past that we wish we impressed in a way that we didn't, and it's just who we are. Like
I mean, building a boat for years since the divorce. I mean.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes we hang up on those people,
Yeah.
and we don't need to because we're Teddy and we're great.
Yeah, and I'm glad that we'll get to that because
Yeah, we're gonna get to there.
that awesome speech that Linda and Bob give him at the end was freaking awesome.
Yes.
So we get onto this island. Obviously, they can't get any closer to shore, so they hop off the boat and continue. I love how Tina's holding her
The
little
phone
eraser
over the head.
Yeah,
The eraser phone.
and she even drops it on the sand when they get there. Of course, Jean's like super happy that they made it.
Kissing the sand.
And then they see a sign that says no trespassing, private property, danger, or as what did Jean say?
Danger.
Because they were like, oh, or I liked how Louise was like, you have a private island, shouldn't you get rid of the danger?
Yeah.
And I love how Tina was like, well, maybe it's luxury danger.
Luxury danger, yeah.
And then Jean said that beautiful word. What was it, danger?
Danger.
Oh, I was like, oh man, you can make a really sparkling wine out of that, or like a really alcoholic like beer. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Just thinking of ideas.
I'm down.
Yeah.
I immediately, as soon as we saw that sign, I was like, is this going to be a Most Dangerous Game episode where they all get hunted for sport?
That would be crazy.
Because, it's within the realm of possibility. It's certainly like
I don't blame it.
a thing that can happen.
I mean, we have
Every
the
time
whole-
we wash up in an island, I worry about that.
Yeah, no,
about getting
for real.
hunted for sport.
I mean, we had a crazy episode, I don't know if it was last season or the season before, where they had the entire town trying to hunt each other with water balloons.
True.
So, I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't put
Maybe
it
we'll
past
get
them.
to the Most Dangerous Game Island, but Fischoeder will own it, and it'll be his.
I mean, that's exactly how the water balloon thing started.
Yeah.
I mean, I can totally see him just being like, hunt to the death. Like, oh, I can't do it. So...
That was great. No, that's perfect.
Oh, thank you. So they start walking, climbing pretty much, because they're like, there's a house on the hill. And I love how Teddy's like, oh, great eye, Louise. And was it Jean who was the one that was like, oh, I can notice things too? And I don't remember what he said after that.
I think so. Sounds like a Jean line.
Yeah. And they start trekking up there, and then a bunch of just, I have it here, Highland Longhorns show up. And Gene was instantly became an old man. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was strange how.
Tell them we don't serve hamburgers. Tell them we don't serve hamburgers.
And then all of a sudden he's like, get out of here, you get a haircut, you hippies, you dirty hippies. What did he say? He said, get a haircut and a job, you hippies. How did you get out of Burlington, Vermont? I feel like I was missing something on that second line, but I don't know.
I mean, if you've ever been to Burlington, Vermont, and neither of us have.
I was like, I have no idea.
There's a joke there.
If anybody knows what that joke is, please let me know, because I was
Anyone
like,
from Burlington, Vermont.
Right over my head. But yes, these cattle or these longhorns were like, yeah, we don't like you. We want you to get off.
They were making moves. I thought they were yak for a minute.
Me too.
Like, why are they yak?
I was like, can they live on this island like this?
Yeah. It seems like they might be getting warm.
I don't know. It was just really weird. I was just like, what's happening?
Maybe Nathaniel, the guy that we meet in a second, shears them for the summer.
Maybe.
Makes like really cute coats.
Because, I mean, it definitely snows there. We've seen it.
Yes.
Because we had that episode where Bob had to drag poor Gail across town to get them back to the house. So I was like, okay, that'll work. So yeah, maybe Nathaniel's sitting there just like, hey. I mean, he's the only one that can probably get close to the cattle now at this point. Especially with that weed whacker. So
that's hilarious.
So obviously, as normal people would, you freak out because there's a bunch of cattle just staring at you like, I'm gonna ram you. And so they start to slowly back away. That doesn't work. So they tried to run. That also did not work. And they got separated, which I love how Andrew and I were both at the same reaction. We're like, no, don't do that.
Come on, guys.
Oh my God. You can just figure out a way. Okay. So we get Teddy, Tina, and Linda on their own, and then we get Louise, Jean, and Bob. So at this point in time, I love how even though Teddy is heavier than Bob, he was trekking through the rocks like it was nothing, and I thought that was really cool to see that he wasn't just like, you know.
We have a couple flashbacks of a young Teddy, and he's always muscular
all the time.
And you're just like, oh, okay.
I want more young
He's
Teddy
like blonde and
stories.
very handsome. The flashback of him in that shark movie.
That one was my favorite. I loved
the biting. What was it called?
Something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah. If anybody knows, please put it in the live chat or tweet it to us because I want to know it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was just really. I want to see more young Teddy because I want to see what he was before he met
Absolutely.
stupid Denise.
Yeah, we get these like a couple flashbacks of young Bob, and even that is just like really
I love
weird,
watching long-haired Bob. That's my favorite. And,
mullet Bob.
Oh, it's awesome. So then he's talking about like, or no, pretty much Linda and Tina were like, what were we gonna do if she did, say something?
And they do a little role-playing game.
Which, how did you feel about the role-playing game?
So I think it was just an opportunity. Like, I mean, it's frustrating because it's just basically Linda doing Linda. You know what I mean? Like she wants to be supportive, great, but she also wants to like play and perform and be loved. And so it was just very like, okay, Linda, come on, stop making it the you show.
Yeah.
And then
it was rough. It was hard to watch.
Yeah,
on that one.
It really was. I mean, I think this whole episode is just so mired in this like that kernel of truth about like we all have someone in our lives that we've tried to impress so hard like this. So we feel Teddy.
Oh, Teddy. So, of course, they did the role playing, and he's like, yes, let's make our marriage work, because he thought he had a second chance, even though he wasn't really talking to Denise. I love how Tina played the no good son of a bitch boyfriend of hers. I loved that.
Yeah, and we never see him, so he's probably like a nice-ish.
I was assuming it was that ginger that was sitting, like the red-haired guy that was sitting standing next to Denise, I thought, because they were kind of looked like they were both kind of wearing polos, and they were just kind of sitting there like, what the
I didn't even, maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe you're right.
I'll have to rewatch it, but...
He was a red-haired guy?
Yeah, I think he was red or brunette,
Interesting.
maybe. I don't know, because I know Denise had, like, actual, like, reddish hair, and there was another guy that looked like he had, like, orange hair, so that's why I was like, I don't know what's happening here. But like I said, I have to go back and rewatch it. But, they finally get up to they're about to get up to the house, and then all of a sudden there's this rickety bridge, and I was like, we're just having some crazy challenges this episode. I don't know.
Island is not easy to maneuver.
Well, because they were on the wrong side of the island in the first place, or on the back. We'll get to that too. So Teddy crosses first, and he's talking about, his life and everything.
If I die, like, embellish it. Tell him I died a hero.
Yep, so that people know.
Flip.
Oh, gosh.
Which I was like, what is anyone going to think if they're like, oh, he did a flip before he died, so,
He died heroically.
Died,
Teddy.
Always flipping. Died, I lived.
The movie was called The Deepening. Oh,
The Deepening.
Thank you.
Yes, that's it.
Thank you, Sarah Tay. We get the bad thing is Teddy turns around and is like, guys, the cattle are back, and they pretty much have to race carefully across the bridge. And sadly enough, Tina, who's trying to hold on to her racer phone and trying to cross this bridge, was really hard because she actually has our tense moment where her foot breaks through a board and she's holding on for dear life, and Bob's like, just get rid of it.
Yeah,
you need two hands. And she's like, no, I haven't lost it. I've been really good. She's like, I'll just get you a phone. Just get rid of it.
Yeah.
Okay. I love how easy it was too. She's like, all right.
Yeah.
And they're like, that was a good eraser.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will be missed. And I was like, wow. And I love how she's like, it had bad reception, though.
It did have bad reception, though. So
they make it safely across. Linda's super happy that her babies are all safe, and then we get crazy Nathaniel trying to
weed whacker,
trying to whack
people's shins.
You see, I love how he's like, this is what's gonna happen to your shins.
And then he just made a little hole in the grass near them.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, okay, I love that. Okay, thank you. Yes, we got the gist. And of course they explain what happened, and Nathaniel's like, oh, okay, well, that's fine. I'll give you guys some trespassers punch.
He's super quick to just like, oh, okay, let's see if I have any trespassers punch.
So he gives them a tour of the place.
I like to imagine he has a whole bowl of trespassers punch.
How long has that bowl been sitting there?
How long has it been there? Is it in the fridge? I hope it's in the fridge.
I hope it's in the fridge. I was just like, so they walk around and they tell the story of Caffrey.
Yeah.
And I want to say Cadbury, like the egg.
Yep.
And I'm like, no, don't do that. So Caffrey apparently is just like Teddy. He had a love named Gwendolyn. Gwendolyn.
Yeah.
And she was Irish. That's why they're
The
so...
Scot.
Oh, Scott.
Scottish.
Thank you. She was Scottish. And
That's why I think probably the Highland Longhorns, right?
yes, because he imported them from Scotland because he thought that if he brought all these Scottish things that
That she would want to be there, yeah.
and she did not. There was no love returned to him at all, and he bought the island, bought the house, like the whole thing. Nope, no love returned.
And we built the house too.
Well, he did all
Right.
by himself. She ended up marrying an Argentinian.
I don't remember what his ethnicity was.
Somebody tell me.
But he had that like Mr. Fantastic,
oh my
like
God, it was-
perfectly grayed temples.
Yeah, I was like, oh, hello.
And he was taller than the main guy.
I felt so bad.
Oh, come on now.
And he had a cool little medal too, and I was like, oh.
He was coolerly drawn, is what we're saying.
I know, and I was like, this is rude.
Yeah.
I mean,
He had no chance.
Yeah, but I thought Caffrey looked like a nice guy.
I'm sure he was very sweet. He looked like a one of the Andy or Ollie. He looked like one of the
he
Pesto
did.
boys.
Oh, that would have been nice.
Secret father.
Oh god, that would be crazy. Jimmy Pesto's not their real dad. Dun dun dun.
Bum. It was actually Caffrey.
I knew it.
We've never met Pesto Mom, so
You never know.
You never know.
That would be crazy because then they would own that island. That would be nuts. Can you imagine
Andy and Ollie as rich kids
running around?
Yep. That would be hilarious.
I know. They would just be like, I declare everything. Yeah, everything.
I'm a king. No, I'm a king. I'm
Okay, you're a king. I know you're a king. Oh my god.
We're a king.
And then Pesto, was it Junior?
Yeah.
Would just be in the back, just like, I just want to dance. Just give me a room where I can dance.
Is this a whole dance room?
Oh god. Can you imagine? He would never leave.
Yeah. Studio. Yeah.
Oh god.
Yep.
And so
You're right. Money would ruin them.
oh god, that's so terrible to think of. But like, I love that like Bob's like, oh Teddy, it's you. You don't need to impress Denise. You just need to be. You need to just show that you're all right. And you are all right. And he's like shaking Teddy. And Linda's like, okay, all right, Bob, stop.
But I think we all need a friend who will shake us and be like, you're great. Stop trying to be greater in someone else's eyes.
Yeah, and I love how and Teddy didn't get it. He was just like, I need to buy an island. And they're like, no, Teddy,
You're right.
no.
Yeah.
No.
Come on, Teddy.
And I love that Linda showed, she's like, we love you and we just want to show, we want to let you know that we think you're awesome and that you don't need
to change at all.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, and I was like, Daddy. And I loved that. And of course, Nathaniel's like, oh, well, you know what? Since you guys are so odd.
There's a long moment after he's like, you guys are odd.
You guys are odd. Just like stares at you.
Yeah.
And she's like,
okay.
And she's like, I'll just tow you home. I got plenty of boats. And I'm like, why?
Where?
Why? Yeah. Where? Oh, I was in the boathouse. We didn't see a boathouse.
Because you come up on the wrong side of the island.
And you know what? That was a great place to trespass.
You're right.
Yeah, because the whole front of the island was real
It's like a
freaking
beautiful garden.
Yeah, and there's like a couple boats down there, and I was like, well, crap. Yeah, I would do all the trespassing there.
Starts towing him back.
And I love how Louise was like, yeah, we can always come back. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe next time.
Next time.
So
Do a
they
little light trespass.
So before we wrap up, because I know we're getting real close to getting out of here. So we get them on the boat, and they're Tina's talking about how she's like, I don't need the phone, everything's good right now, but thank you for showing me that I'm responsible and this and this and this. Also, I noticed that if I was looking at the phone the entire time, I didn't get to look around you, like stuff. Yeah. And Bob's like, yeah, okay, that's great, that's cheaper for me, I'm okay with it. Maybe Dad, you shouldn't look at your phone all the time. Maybe you should pick up a book and read.
I don't think I've ever seen you read a book.
Yep. And then he's like, okay.
Oh, okay.
And then Louise is like, have you actually talked to Mom, like really
just sat down and talked.
And Linda's like, oh yeah. And he's like, oh god.
Oh, okay.
And Jean's just like, we're gonna have to take away your phone. Just straight up. And he's like, okay, sure.
Okay, guys.
And then Teddy, which Mark had the best reaction for, Teddy grabs the flare gun from not his boat, from this boat, from Nathaniel's boat, and shoots the flare perfectly, by the way, into his own boat.
That is now leaking diesel from the cracked motor.
Yes, Nathaniel did advise that do not flick your butts or light a match anywhere near that boat.
Right.
None of it. But the thing is, I was like, oh, good for you, Teddy, that you were showing that you have moved on. Why did you light the boat on fire?
Yeah. And then Bob's like, oh, and all of our wallets are over there.
It's like, oh, so I guess
and
it's
I love
kind
that
of
Louise even brought up, she's like, you could have sold the boat or for parts, you know?
And he's like, oh yeah, my steering wheel's still on there.
Oh my God, his steering wheel from his truck.
Can I get a ride home? Gosh, Teddy.
Teddy's heart is too pure for this world.
His heart is much too pure for this world. You're very right.
I just could not believe that he left his steering wheel on the boat.
Still attached.
Oh my God.
Yep.
So yeah, long story short, Teddy is a sweet soul. We all love him very dearly. He's just, it's just a lot of just face palms. Oh, yeah, Teddy.
Face palm all day.
Oh, sweet baby child. Sweet melody. Sweet, beautiful baby child.
Teddy, baby Teddy.
Baby Teddy.
Old cinnamon roll Teddy.
Thank you.
Cinnamon roll baby Teddy.
So, oh my God, like it was just rough, but we're happy. Also, Teddy had a great singing number in that credits. If you didn't see it, you should go look at it. Somewhere Beyond the Sea was gorgeous, and loved a little cardboard sea and boat.
Yeah, it was really cute little.
Adorable.
Yeah,
I liked it different. It was a little bit different than seeing just everybody in the diner just kind of working.
It was a Teddy episode. He deserved a little happiness at the end there.
So. Sorry, someone in the chat, Jazz41173 said, Flick Your Butts, good band name.
Yeah!
I like it. Obviously, we need to get out of here, but last few thoughts of the episode, Andrew, before we go.
Loved it. Big fan of Teddy episodes. I think these episodes especially are usually very extra human.
Yes.
We get an opportunity to like really learn about the history of Bob, Linda, and the restaurant, I think, through Teddy and other like adult friends. So I always love that. It's world establishing, which I'm a fan of. So, yay, good stuff.
Is there anything that you want to look forward to? We didn't get to see a next time on Bob's Burgers this time, so that's why we're not doing predictions.
Well, I'm always looking forward to Bob's Burgers. There's really no wrong answer here, but I would love to see, some more Teddy episodes. Maybe a Mort episode coming up. We'll get a little.
I haven't seen Mort.
We haven't seen Mort in a second. I would love another episode with the one-eyed snakes. I love the motorcycle gang.
Oh man, I loved seeing that. Like, hey, I'm a dad now. Can't be hanging around these guys anymore.
Yeah, I want to see that kid grow up a little bit more.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. Well, guys, we also want to know how you guys thought of the episodes. Definitely go down in the comments down below. Definitely rate, subscribe, get on iTunes, give us that 5 or 4 stars because I can't count. The other stars do not work. Yeah, thank you. And that is it helps us because we want to know what you guys think because we all love Bob's Burgers. So also, if you want to tell us on Twitter, Andrew, where can they
find me on the Twitter at Andrew Mena, or on Instagram if you like Instagram at the Andrew Mena, and I will get back at you if you get at me.
Any shows that you're doing this fall? Because I know there's a lot of shows happening.
Oh man, lots of shows. I'm doing Bob's with you. I'm doing Van Helsing, which is a great show.
Go check it out.
Check it out on Sci-Fi. And I'm also doing a live show coming up on the 23rd. If anyone's in Los Angeles, California, with the G Squad 6 over at Second City Hollywood.
Guys, you can find Emma5 where all of Emma5s are sold at Emma5. That's EMMAE. Oh, I already almost messed up her last name. It's Fife. F's, not S's as in snake. She will definitely make that known because it sounds the same over the phone or over a microphone. She's definitely at cons right now, but I know she does the Sailor Moon Crystal podcast, Star Wars Rebels, and Ash vs. Evil Dead. I'm trying to remember everything. And then, of course, I am your host, Alexis Torres. You can find me all over social media as atorres890. I'm doing Lethal Weapon on Wednesday, Timeless tomorrow. I think that's it for right now, but more shows will definitely to come. I think Supernatural's coming back on Thursday. I'm also going to be part of that. Oh, God. There's a lot of shows happening. But, guys, we think that you guys are awesome, and we want to hear more from you, so definitely don't forget to check that out. Have a wonderful weekend, and happy Monday. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.